Hey, it's Matt from Gravity Forms here to talk about one of our certified developer add-ons that recently came out called Gravity Forms Feed Error Alerts, brought to you by the team at Jet Sloth. Wherever you're watching this video, it will be linked up below so you can get access to it. The Gravity Forms Feed Error Alerts plugin will, alert you to any kind of feed errors that you might be having with the add-ons that they support. Now, they do support an extensive amount of very popular add-ons. The one I'll show today is with Brevo as an example. And basically, when you're setting up Gravity Forms, you're setting up these feed connections that generally are sending data from your Gravity Forms WordPress website to another platform. And in today's case, that's Brevo. For you, it might be Agile CRM, Help Scout, Slack, all the different add-ons that they support. And oftentimes, these are very critical form submissions or data that needs to pass. If it's Brevo, it's for your marketing team to grow the email newsletter list, and you certainly want to make sure that that's healthy and always working. And if something goes wrong, you want to know about it. And that's what this add-on very simply does. It's very well executed. So I already have it installed and activated, so there's no real trick to that. Download your add-on, upload it to your Gravity Forms site, and go ahead and activate the add-on. Insert your license key and you're off to the races. So Jet Sloth has really focused on a lot of details in a very simple plugin. So enabling roles for this plugin, if you only want it to appear for specific roles in your WordPress site, especially if you have a multi-author WordPress site or you're working with a client and they have sort of editor access only and you don't need them to be bogged down by all of this stuff. That's very clever. Dashboard filter, so only show active feeds, only show active forms. You'll see what that looks like in a moment. You can ignore errors from particular add-ons. So if there is an add-on that you're like, okay, this is not a top priority, maybe you have a bunch of zaps and they're going to Zapier and you're like, hey, I don't need to really track this stuff, but I do want to single those out. You can do that here. Really cool. Email alerts. This pairs up fantastically, if I say so myself, with Gravity SMTP. So you can get an email as soon as something happens. So you can get it as soon as there's an error. You can get it hourly, twice per day, daily, weekly, fortnightly, and monthly. If you're an agency owner, this is sort of that one of those steps in supporting your client, right? That extra mile you might go. You actually might be on the hook for maintaining and managing a bunch of these services for them. So you want to know exactly when something happens and goes wrong, or you're just knocking on the door of your client and saying, hey, I found an error. We should probably take a look at that. So that's really cool. And again, if you're using Gravity SMTP alongside of this, then those emails will most certainly get delivered to you or to your client, wherever you're routing the error alerts to. Testing, which is what we're going to dive into today, just enable testing so that you can put in test entry data into a form, and that will automatically trigger the alert. And lastly, database, you can highlight this to delete all data if you're trying to uninstall that, right? Because some of the stuff is being saved in the database so that we can see it in the dashboard. Okay, so let's go to our page with a Gravity form on it already. This form right here is connected up to a Brevo account. It doesn't really matter which place it's going to. We're just simply testing for errors. So first, let's just put in my name. And here's a way that you can test this. You can force the test through, which I think is really, really nice. If I pull up the Jet Sloth, one of their knowledge base articles, you can test the alert plugin by using any of these pieces of data in a given field. So email, phone, and text field, you can use this sample data to put in. I'm going to copy that, put that in as my email, and we'll go test, and we will submit that. So their knowledge base is really extensive. You can go through and kind of read other ways to test and debug their plugin for alerts. We'll go to dashboard. If we go to forms, now we'll see that there's a feed error highlighted. And when we select this, it's telling us which form it's on. It's on the Gravity Forms, or excuse me, which add-on it's on, Gravity Forms Brevo add-on, and then which feed it's on. So it's Brevo Feed 1 and Form Special Access. I think for a lot of us who just have a simple contact form, like this might be overkill for you, unless that contact form is a lead generating form. It's the only form you have on your WordPress website, then it's probably very valuable for you. But anyone who is done really large WordPress installs for higher education, enterprise, anybody that has interconnected businesses like franchises or multiple brands within an umbrella kind of organization. This is amazing because there's always a lot of technical feed setup. There's always a ton of forms throughout these sites, and this plugin is spotting straight away that we had this error. So it's going to tell you what entry ID it was, what the error message was, and then you can view that in your Gravity Forms entry, and you'll see that there was an error here. So because this is just a test, it's just showing us that test data. But if there was some kind of, invalid API key, there's a rate limit to some other service you're connected to, that error will pop up here, and you'll be able to understand what it is you have to do to debug that scenario, right? Fix it for your client or fix it for yourself if you need to. Okay, so feed errors is a fantastic way to debug these very critical connections through Gravity Forms feeds to other services. You can check it out at jetsloth.com. They now have it available as their newest add-on to the group of other add-ons that they offer. So check those out as well. Jetsloth.com, gravityforms.com. This will be linked up wherever you're watching this video. See you in the next one.